What can you do to get gigs fast? Like Speedy Gonzalez fast, faster than the Flash. What can you do to get gigs fast? I got this email where someone said this. They said, I recently took on a new job. It involves me booking gigs for a speaker. Cool. I'm reaching out to events and meeting planners, but I'm getting very little response. I haven't booked a gig yet through meeting planners, but have got as close as being considered by a committee. And then they said, I've been doing this for 3 months nonstop. What can I do to land a gig fast? This is a common problem that people have, that speakers have, that people booking speakers have, is little things like the meeting planners or people, they say, oh, we'll keep your info and then we'll contact you later, or, oh, we'll send this out to a committee, and then you never hear back from them. When she said, well, what can I do to get a gig fast? Well, you got to figure out, why are you not getting the gig to begin with? And there's a couple reasons, right? There's a few reasons. Number one is a website. Number two, you're just not contacting enough people. Number three is you're not pitching right. And number four is you're contacting people who don't pay. So we're going to go over each one of those. A website, right? This is where a lot of speakers, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Like, to me, this is freaking crazy. A lot of speakers, they understand that they need a good website, but they just don't have one. Or they're the speakers who think they have a good website, and they contact people, and then they don't get hired, and they wonder why they're not getting hired, because they're not aware of how bad their website is. You have to have a badass website. Whatever you are charging or want to charge, you have to reflect that on your website. I see a lot of old school guys as well, like mostly the older generation, all you old folks, people. You guys, I'm talking to you directly, you guys don't have great websites. Most of you guys don't have great websites. And the worst ones are the speakers who've been around for a long time. The ones who are like, I've been a speaker for longer than you've been alive. Like, those are the speakers who have old websites. They refuse to change their website, to update their website. And they think that just because they've been around for a long time, people are going to hire them. That is absolutely not how it works. I can't tell you. I'm talking about, I've seen millionaires, multimillionaires. I've seen guys who've been in this for a long time where they just have a horrible website. And I'm thinking, that's why you're not getting on a stage. It doesn't matter how long you've been around speaking. You're not getting on a stage because you don't have a great website. So to land a gig fast, you have to first understand, is it your website? More often than not, that is one of the big problems. The second thing is not contacting enough people. So I think people I know people completely underestimate how many people and how many events they need to contact to get on a stage or just to do business with. This is with every business, no matter what you're doing, whether you're getting on a stage, whether you're producing content to sell products, no matter what it is, people always underestimate how many people they need to contact, how much work needs to get done. They completely underestimate it, and then they wonder, why am I not getting results? And so you got to think, are you contacting enough people? I tell people you got to contact, try to hit at least 100 events a day in terms of actually building up the prospecting list and contacting 100 events a day. If you don't have Event Finder, we talk about exactly how to do that, how to contact that many people. Usually people are just contacting, let's say 10 a day, and I think, well, it's not enough. That's why you're not getting gigs. And so it's just a matter of, are you contacting enough people? The next thing is not pitching right. So a bad pitch. A lot of speakers have this problem as well. The bad pitch is where you send them an email and it doesn't talk about them at all. So it's just like a copy and paste email, where if you send someone an email and it's a copy and paste email, they immediately recognize it and then they immediately ignore it because they think, oh, well, this person obviously has no idea who I am or anything. So they just immediately ignore it. If you pitch the wrong way, then they won't respond to you. Obviously you won't get hired. So you have to understand that a bad pitch is basically when you talk too much about you. You say, oh, here's my credibility, here's all this stuff, and you're talking too much about you. You're not relating it to them. So one of the best tips that I learned in terms of copywriting, in terms of pitching, is you always think, so what? So when you say, I've done a presentation for Aflac, AAA, Remax, Intel, Best Buy, and all that, in their mind, it's, so what? You've done a presentation for Aflac and all, so what? Who cares? And so you're thinking, okay, well, the so what is, So you're gonna hire a speaker that you know is gonna be good from the stage. You're gonna hire a speaker that, I mean, if it's good enough for those companies and these companies absolutely flipped out, you're gonna hire a very entertaining, a very engaging speaker that's gonna just own it from the stage. So you always think, so what? And so what I see a lot of speakers do with a pitch is they don't think this. They talk too much about themselves, and then they wonder, why am I not getting gigs? And so the other one that I want to mention is contacting people who don't pay. This is, I don't know what's the biggest problem that speakers have. This might be one of the biggest ones that I see, other than the website. The website is pretty bad. Actually, no, all of them are damn near even. The website is usually bad. They don't a lot of people don't contact enough. Then this is a huge one, is you're just contacting the wrong events to begin with. So when speakers say, I want to get paid gigs, I say, whatever you do, do not focus on seminars and in conferences, because they don't pay speakers. The only speakers who get paid at seminars and conferences are the big-time keynote speakers, where they bring in a celebrity speaker, which means unless you're a celebrity, you're not going to get paid, because they're going to say, oh, we're doing you a favor. You're coming in, you produce your content. We're doing you a favor by putting you on the stage. And the mindset of the people who produce seminars and conferences is completely different than the mindset of a company who's willing to pay, or a college who's willing to pay. The mindset of people who do seminars and conferences is, well, you are an expense. You as a speaker are an expense. And so you don't actually do anything. You teach people content, but you are an expense. The guy who's not an expense is the celebrity speaker, because he actually brings people to our event. Just by us mentioning his name, people come to the event. They pay for the event. So this guy is not an expense. You, though, are an expense, and you are replaceable. But on the other hand, the companies, they pay speakers because they see it as an investment. When they pay you 20 grand, they're not paying you 20 grand for your content. They're paying you 20 grand because they know that you're a pro. They know that you're going to entertain and engage from the stage. They're focused on the experience. So when events are focused on the experience, and like companies, they're focused on the experience and providing a good culture for the people who work for them. So that's what they're focused on. That's why they pay. But seminars and conferences, they don't pay, because they're not focused on, oh, let's provide a good culture. They're focused on, let's make money at this event. And so you have to understand the mindset. And when you are contacting conferences and you're saying, here's my content, here's what I talk about. I talk about how to sell phones or whatever. So you say, here's my content. You're contacting seminars and conferences, and you're wondering why they don't pay speakers. It's because they're not focused on, well, they just don't have the mindset of a speaker is an investment. They see a speaker as an expense. Whereas a college, a high school, or a company, they see it as, oh, we're providing an experience to the people who work for us. Remember, like Google, right? When you go to Google, you work for Google or Facebook or whatever, they have all sorts of cool stuff. Google, you get a massage, and they have like nap pods and a whole kitchen and stuff where you get sushi and all sorts of stuff. At seminars, they would think, oh, this is an expense. We're not going to provide you with massages and have a whole cook and that's cooking stuff and allow you. We're not going to do it. That's too damn expensive. But Google, they're like, no, this is actually an investment in our people. Because when we do this, our people want to stick around. Other people want to come work for us. So it's an investment in our people. And so you have to understand the mindset. And when you start contacting the wrong events, when you start contacting seminars and conferences, and you wonder, why am I not getting paid? It's because of the mindset. So to get a gig fast, people say, how do I get a gig fast? To get a gig fast, you need to improve your website, contact more, improve your pitch, contact the right people. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Boom, shakalaka.